So the nail art pen is this. You can see this one is well used. This little area here is actually the well. This is where all of the paint sits. Be aware of this. The nail art pen is also made of wood. So if you stick it in water, that what it's going to happen is it's going to split. This is a new pot of paint. And this is generally the paint that you get. Now, can you see how thick that paint is? All right, what we need is we need paint that's a little more runny, just in case. This one, can you see how runny? See how runny that is? It's like a little bit more like cream, yes? Whereas this one is super, super thick. So what we want to do is we want to dilute the paint. The second thing that people make the mistake of is they get the paint and then they get their nib and they stick it just like that. Now you could use a dotting tool for this, all right? So if you were going to just use it as a dipping or dotting tool, then use a dotting tool or a needle pen or something like that. This is not going to do anything. Do you remember what I said before about the well? We want the paint to sit in the well. So it's like feeding that well. So we need to dip the whole nib in all the way up. This actually, I need more paint in here. All the way up so it sits in the well. Can you see? So I'm just going to rub excess off and then turn this over and rub the excess off here. And now this is actually going to feed my paint. So that is step number 2. Step number 3 is to grip the nib. Don't use the pen really lightly like this. Okay, this is too light. What you want to do is grip the nib and just press. And the harder you press, the thicker the line. The lighter you press, the lighter the line. Let me see. I want to show you. When it opens, I have had people and they've gone, oh my God, it's broken because the nib splits open. Yes, there is meant to be a split in the nib. But when you press, you've got to press and you're just going to be able to draw. Now, I would always do this on paper first, okay? And if you're too far away, you aren't going to be able to get that consistent line. Now, I haven't dipped this. I'm still drawing lines. You can still write with this as well. Just get this high. So all of this, you can just keep going and going and going and going. Let's draw a little flower. You see? Now, if you find that you can't get anything coming through, you want to press the nib down and you want to scratch a little bit, and then you'll actually get flow. Now, what I would suggest you do, and this is every single time you actually come to do any art at all, is when you dip your paint, your nib into your pot, you wipe off, you never, ever, ever go straight to the nail, okay? Always get any excess off. I'm pressing quite hard and then I just get excess off and then I go straight onto the nail. So now what I can do is I can do design straight on the nail. Sorry, you're out of focus. That's it. And I'm just going to just do a little flower. Let's go up here. We're just going to do like a doodle poppy. Anyone that knows Zentangle, this is a Zentangle poppy. But this is like so easy to do with the nail art pen. Now what I want to just say to you if you were doing this with a brush, you would have to go in a few times, dip your brush, and then you'd have to drain off excess, get it into a point to get this really, really thin line. Okay, so you can actually go so much further with the nail art pen. Than if you were doing it with a brush. So that in itself, that's so simple, so easy to do, and definitely I would say would take longer with a brush. There you go, easy. So what I am doing is I'm using a wipe just to take off any excess, okay, just to clean up my nib. I popped it in some water, and then we're going to create an ombre effect with our next look. Okay, so what I've got is I've got yellow gel polish, and then I'm going to use Ice Pops from Be Creative. This is a pigment, an amazing orangey bright pigment. I felt that we needed some cheering up today, and sunshine, because that's what we're all wishing for. There is no sunshine today. Okay, so we're going to come in with a really soft brush. Okay, and I'm just going to come in at the bottom of this nail. So I'm only going to create a one color ombre just at the bottom of the nail, just to give it some warmth. I could do this design. This design we're literally just writing on the nail, but I wanted something that was warm and sunshiny. We're going to do a garden nail in a minute, so it works really well. So that's it, something really soft, really simple. This is lovely for your clients. And then you can either top coat this with gloss. However, if you're going to use the nail art pen, we're going to actually use Matte and Go. This is amazing. If you saw the live yesterday, you will see that I was absolutely raving about Matte and Go. Matte and Go is as it says on the bottle. You apply it, it is a matte top coat, and you can go. There's no wiping. You can save money on a cleanser. You don't have to actually apply any cleanser onto your client's nails or skin. No dehydration. So it is really cool, but it's amazing for artwork, and it's amazing for nail art. Right, so the next lesson, or the next nail that I wanted to show you, so we prepared that one. I've already prepared this one. And what I've done is I've done a grid effect. So we're going to do like a little ivy type flower design on here. I've already created the grid effect, and I've matte top coated this already. So one thing that you might find easier is if you just run a buffer over the top of that matte top coat, just ever so lightly. And that will actually give you a rough surface to work on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use, I want to cover this. I feel like this is distracting us. Move out the way. Don't spill anything. There we go. That's better. And what we're going to do is we're going to use green. Because we're doing a garden vine, we're going to interweave this vine all the way around this lattice work I've already done. So we're dipping all the way into the paint. Okay, I'm draining off, and then I'm going to use the paper, and I'm just going to get any excess, so I can press quite hard to get any excess, get the flow, okay, and then we're going to weave in and around the design. So if I go behind, and then that's going over the top, and then that will come behind like that. So we're literally doing, I don't know, well, I've got, they're red, and I've actually got red out here, but you could have, these could be clematis, or you could do wisteria if you had purple. Oh, I have purple. Oh, we'll do wisteria. although that doesn't go with the theme of my nails. So now if you want to do more designs with the nail art pen, I actually have a whole module on this in the beginner's basics course that is actually on offer at the moment. There's an offer on for 3 days and you can get that course half price. Okay, so you can do that by clicking on the link. Well, you have to type it in, Be Inspired with Sam Biddle, and then you will find that if you sign up to the free lesson, you will get, it's a secret back door, you'll actually get an offer for half price, but that's only for the next 3 days. So that's just one module, is the nail art pen. We've got a module on ombre, you have a module on marble, dotting, flowers. The flowers are the favorite. I absolutely love the flower one. We've got foils, stamping, all sorts. So I just want to just point out that I've not dipped again with my nail art pen. We are just going all the way along, all the way along. We're still colouring in. Can you imagine if you were doing this with a brush? You'd have to go in a few times. And this is simple design. I'm not doing anything overly complicated. That's Monday. I actually was inspired to do this design. This was actually from another live I was watching, which was an art live. It wasn't a nail art one. But this was the pattern that was inside something. Well, it wasn't actually. It was, well, I suppose it was. This is a loose version of that pattern. So that is fine. I'm happy with that. Now, one trick I want to show you is you grab some black, okay? And then what you can do, you've got your green paint on here. If you dip the black in, just the tip, and you let it flow, you sort of darken up that green. You can actually just do a little line. So you don't have to go in with a brush. You know, it's just, it gives you that little extra line. So just that little definition. It's like a cheap shortcut, really. There we go. And there we go here as well. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so once we've done that, this is the best bit. We're going to come in with a different nail art pen, a nail art pen that I use for lighter colours and white colours. I know it looks really messy, but it's not, I promise. And then I'm just going to come in, sorry, typing away. I'm going to come in with some white and I'm going to come in with some purple. Now, I'm not going to dip all the way into the white. I'm going to use the nail art pen. Sorry, I forgot to shake. I'm going to use the nail art pen as a dotting tool. Just over some of these green areas. Now, this is the wrong white. Sorry, it's the thin white. I don't know about you, but I have two whites. I have, and I don't know if you guys seasoned nail artists will have the same. We'll have a thick white and a thin white. So I have a thick, so you can see here, I've written it at the top, black thin. So I have one for my nail art pen and one for regular art. See, that's what all pros do. So we're just gonna, all I'm doing is I'm creating some little white dots over the top of the green. And then when we put that purple on top of the white, it won't get lost. So it's not so much that we're really interested in having those white dots. It's just so that they will be, they'll add as a background. And then I'm going to dip the whole of my pen into the purple. So I've got the whole of my pen into the purple because I've got quite a lot of dots to do. And what I don't want to do is keep having to dip in. And this will do is it will feed, if I have it that way, this will feed I can't think what I'm saying now. This will feed the nail art pen. It will feed. I don't have to worry about this. There we go. So I was going to do all this in red because I wanted to have them all looking the same, but since I have the purple, why not do it? I was telling the class this morning that my wisteria has flowered for the first time in 4 years. It sort of tried to flower last year, but this year, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. And I'm looking out my window and I can see it and it looks stunning. So this is my wisteria. Look at that. Easy peasy. Nice. You could do apples, you could do all sorts of things. Right, so that, there you go. Now when you're doing the lattice work, it's important to remember to use 2 different colours and to actually interlace that lattice work, okay? And now for the final nail, that's put underneath here. Okay, so this is matte top coat. I'm just going to take a little bit. I know it's already matte, but I need that little bit extra little roughness because we all like a bit of rough. And then we're just going to come in. And now this, I thought, what should I do? And you know what? This is always a really good seller for nail art. Words. And I wondered what message to do, and I thought this would be great. Yeah. So I think having words on nail art as an accent nail, I think is awesome. And you can do it so quickly with the nail art pen, because you're basically writing with a pen. You're not writing with a brush or anything like that, so there's no dipping and constant dipping in and out, in and out, in and out. So yeah, you're just writing with the pen. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to top coat these, the Orly No Cleanse gloss. So this is what we did today. Something really simple. This too shall pass. Words are brilliant for nail art. This is a little more complicated, but not so, but I think really quite a nice design just as an accent nail. And oh my gosh, how simple was that? And I, for one, this is my cup of tea. I would have this, I'd have a black nail, a white nail, I'd have an ombre, maybe a marble, and then I'd have this design.